Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your reading for the month of February or whenever this video finds you. I don't believe in coincidences, so I trust that you'll receive this message exactly when you're meant to. If you are new here, hello, welcome. I'm Jenny. I'm a shamanic healer. I'm a women's coach. I'm a retreat host, and I am also a brand new homesteader. So I just want to share something with you because I think that it is so exciting and you might appreciate it just as much as I do. There is a reason why the lighting might be a little off today. There's a reason why there might be some background noise, and I'm going to show you those two reasons right now. Reason number one and reason number two. If you're a cross watcher, if you watch for your other placements, your sun, your moon, your rising, your Venus, anywhere else in your chart, or even for your loved ones, then you've probably already met Shovel and Bucket. But if you haven't, hello. This is Shovel and this is Bucket, and they are our brand new little chicks that we hatched ourselves, and they are going to live here in the office with me for at least the next 8 weeks. So they'll be on the next couple of videos. I'll make sure to give you an update next month. Taurus, I have tried to film this month's video for you twice now, and the same thing happened last month as well. Last month, I tried to film your video and the audio didn't work. So I had to refilm it. It was so frustrating. This month, I had the exact same experience happen, and it was so frustrating. And I was meditating this morning as I went to refilm it, and I was asking, why do I have to refilm? Why is the audio not working? Is it a problem that I'm having with not using the microphone properly? I have this new microphone. I've only had it for a couple months. Maybe I don't know how to use it properly. Maybe it's not connecting properly. Maybe there's a problem with the cord. I don't know. And in my meditation, what I got was interference. So maybe you've been feeling that way. And I know that when I did your card, your primary energy in the previous recording that didn't end up having any audio, your primary energy was self-sabotage. And I believe that there are only two energies. There's Sammy energy, golden life force energy from above, and there's Hucha. Hucha is dark, dense, heavy energy. So when I say interference, I mean, we are all and nothing all at the exact same time. We are everything. Every aspect is within us, and we're also nothing at the same time. And when I think of interference, I don't want you to think like something outside of yourself. This is just an aspect of you. And this energy is coming in for you, I think, for a reason, because your higher self, your soul, you want to move through this self-sabotage so that you can come into alignment with what it is that you're calling more of into your life: more love, more joy, more laughter, more play, whatever your hopes and wishes and desires and dreams are. They're meant for you. You wouldn't have these desires if they weren't meant for you. And we have some really strong astrological events that can be really supportive in this month. You know, we've got an eclipse happening at the end of the month. We've got the Chinese New Year starting, the year of the fire horse. That's a really big deal. That's a really, really big deal. We have the year of the horse every 12, 13 years, something like that. But the year of the fire horse only every 60 years. So there's some serious forward momentum happening, and there's some serious freedom that we all have the opportunity to connect with. And don't forget that this is a number 1 year, and it's the number 1 year in a 9-year cycle. So there's definitely some new opportunities, some new changes, some new growth patterns that you'll be experiencing. And let's jump into it. Let's see what is the primary energy. Maybe we'll get the same card. Maybe we'll get a different card. I don't know. There's 72 cards in this deck. This is the Intuitive Life Coaching Oracle by Kelly Smith. It's my favorite deck. It's my OG deck because I've used it the most and the longest, but it's also my tough love deck, and it does call us on our shit when we need it to. So let's see for Taurus, what is the primary energy for the Taurus collective in the month ahead, please? What is the primary message that Taurus needs to know? Okay, much better than self-sabotage. Your primary energy for this month is healing with nature. Okay, and look at this. It's card number 35. 3 + 5 is 8. This is an abundant card. And like I said, this self-sabotage, this interference that I'm feeling, it's like it's coming up to make you more aware of it so that you can move through it, so that your desires and your manifestations can come to be. And how is that going to happen? Well, you've got to get outside in nature. That's so important. I'm a fellow earth sign. I get it. Everybody considers us earth signs to be quite grounded, but what I find is that we actually need grounding more than anybody else. Grounding is our kryptonite. Grounding is our medicine. getting outside in all the elements around the birds and the trees and the plants and the flowers and the water. And even though it's wintertime, some of you, that might mean getting outside in the snow. Not me. I'm pretty lucky. Where I am is quite mild. We're in a bit of a snow drought, which is not good for fire season come summer, but it's very good for our first year as homesteaders. It's really allowed us to be able to connect with the land, even though it is the time where, everything outside in nature is hibernating, going to sleep, slowing down, going within. And that's why I believe this card is coming up as your primary energy, because Pachamama, Mother Earth, Gaia, she is our greatest mother, and she wants to take all of your pain, all of your suffering, like any great mother would, right? She wants to take all of your fears, all of your doubts, all of your insecurity, because that's where this self-sabotaging behavior comes from, right? Is that fear, that doubt, that insecurity. And, for a lot of us, the fear is fear of facing what it is that we've been avoiding, facing what pain is ready to be felt so it can be healed, because we do have to feel it to heal it. So your homework, should you choose to accept it, Taurus, is to find some time in each and every single day to go outside. And again, I know depending where you live, the weather might not be great. And that's even more reason to get it outside, because when we get stuck inside, it's like, it can feel suffocating. I train in a lineage from Peru, and I was told that the Peruvians consider Westerners to be quite disgusting, because they consider energetic hygiene, and I talk about energy hygiene a lot on this channel. They consider energy hygiene to be just as important as physical hygiene. So if you're not smudging yourself and smudging your home, it's like you're not cleaning and showering. Some of you may have never smudged your home ever, 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 ever. And I want you to think about that for a second. Every single argument, every single tear, every moment of grief, every moment of anger, yes, every moment of joy and love and pleasure are also in there, but the energy from all of those moments are still inside of your home. Every single item in your home carries energy. And in the wintertime, when our windows are closed and we're not going outside, the energy in our homes can get quite thick. So I encourage you to bring nature inside as well. Smudge your home. I like to smudge at least once a week. At least once a week, the air in here starts to feel thick to me if I'm not smudging at least once a week. So yes, you're being asked to go outside and heal with nature, but also bring nature inside. I really love to work with my plants in the wintertime. I find that, once a week, I walk around the whole house. I water all of my plants, and I spend time with each and every one of them and do a little Reiki on all my plants as well. I connect with them. I connect with the spirit of that plant, whatever that plant may be. And it's just a beautiful grounding practice. And it brings us right into the present moment. We're not thinking about the past. We're not thinking about the future. We're just thinking about right now. And it's a beautiful practice. Now, this is a general reading, Taurus. So if you're not resonating with these messages, and there will be many more messages today, feel free to just leave it behind for someone else and only take the messages that resonate with you. But I do also encourage you to check out the other strong placements in your chart. If you're not familiar with your chart, you can check out the Pattern app. I'm not affiliated with them in any way, shape, or form, but I like to use the Pattern app. And it shows you all the different placements in your chart. And I encourage you to watch for your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising, your Venus, or anywhere else that feels relevant to you. And I'm seeing 777 on my laptop screen right now. 77%, 1107. And 777 is all about facing your fears. Maybe you've seen this number as well. It's all about facing your fears. And again, I feel like that's where some of this self-sabotage and interference is coming from. A fear of facing your wounds, a fear of facing your trauma, a fear of facing your childhood. Maybe you don't even have childhood memories. Maybe you've suppressed them. And that is an act of protection, right? Our higher self protects us because it knows that we may or may not be ready to face those wounds yet. But I'm feeling like you are at a point where you're starting to become ready, Taurus. You're starting to become ready to face those wounds so you can move through them. And remember, you've got to feel it to heal it. What will be the biggest challenge for the Taurus collective in the month ahead, please? Biggest challenge? Well, you're going through an awakening. It's what I just said. You're ready to feel it so you can heal it. And that is the awakening process, right? Becoming aware of what reality truly is. And it's not what most people think that it is. And I'm not going to get into it because we could sit here for a long time and talk about what reality really is, but it's not the Matrix. And I think you know that. Time isn't linear. And what happened when we were 2 years old and what's going to happen when we were 82 years old, it's all happening at the exact same time. And this former version of you where your trauma was initiated, where your wounds were created, this former version of you is alive right now. And it really feels strongly, Taurus, like your younger self is yearning for you to pay attention to them. Your younger self is saying like, hey, I'm here. These wounds are here. And that's why you show up the way that you do today. But if you can connect with me, then you can heal me. And then you can show up as your best. And only then can we manifest what it is that we truly want in our life. Because, there are people who have lots of money and lots of success, but they're miserable too, right? Money isn't the answer. Healing is the answer. Period. Because we can only manifest whatever it is we're a vibrational match to. So if you have all the money in the world, but you feel like you're empty inside, or that you're showing up as a irritated, agitated, anxious version of you, your family sees the worst of you, you can't show up as you want to show up, well, then you're only going to manifest more of that, right? We can only manifest what we are a vibrational match to. So everything is either Hucha or Sami energy. Everything is either dark, dense, heavy energy, Hucha, or it's Sami energy, golden life force energy. As we heal our shadow, as we feel it and release it, we remove darkness from the world and we raise our vibration. And as we raise our vibration, then we can attract what it is that we're calling more of into our life: more love, more joy, more freedom, more happiness, more laughter, more play. I'm also seeing 1111 on the screen now as well. So 1111 is a screen. Take a snapshot of your mind frame, of your frame of mind right now, because the universe is always going to mirror back to us what it is that we put out there. And that's exactly what I was just talking about. We can only ever attract whatever it is that we are a vibrational match to. So whenever you see 1111, it's a reminder to get on a higher vibration. Maybe you're feeling sorry for yourself or beating yourself up in your own mind. When you see 1111, it's a reminder to switch gears. And, spirituality 101, the easiest way to raise your vibration is to get into an attitude of gratitude, right? I did that this morning. I spent some time journaling this morning about, I'm so grateful that these little chickies hatched. They're so cute and so sweet. And I'm so grateful that my dogs are so good with them. You guys check out my other videos, my shorts and my reels and things like that, because I have videos of my Great Danes with these little chicks and they're so cute. They're so cute. If you follow me on social media, I've got some stuff in my stories as well. The most adorable. And, I was talking about this morning as I was journaling, how grateful I am that, I have members in my community membership who are just loving their experience. I have members in the 12-week programs who are just seeing huge shifts already, and they're only in 3 weeks. That I've got my retreat coming in March and I've already got women signed up. It's so exciting. I journaled on how grateful I am that we have this land that we once dreamt of, that we have seedlings started for our garden in the spring. There's so much to be grateful for, so much to be grateful for. And 1111 is telling you to get onto that frequency of gratitude, of being grateful, because even if you're not where you want to be, guaranteed, if you look back at your life 10 years ago, you're a heck of a lot further than you once were, right? Because we're all growing or we're dying. And I have a feeling if you're watching this video, you're growing. You can correct me if I'm wrong. What will help the Taurus collective to move through their challenge of their awakening journey with ease and grace, please, with ease and grace? What will help the Taurus collective through their challenge the most? Increase. Oh my gosh. All about manifestation. This is what I've been saying. And this is a common theme for a lot of the signs. Again, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch for the other placements in your chart, manifestation has been coming up for everyone. Manifestation has been coming up for all of the signs this month. So I feel like this year of the fire horse that's going to start at the end of the month is going to be a really potent energy shift. But again, you can only manifest that which you are a vibrational match to. So How are you going to move through the challenges of your awakening? It's to remember the art of manifestation and control your vibration. We're all on a karmic journey here, right? So what you put out into the world is going to come back to you in every way, shape, or form. So be mindful of what it is that you're putting out into the universe. What will help the Taurus collective to align with their highest path, their highest purpose, their highest timeline, their highest destiny in the month ahead, please? I'm going to pull a couple more cards here, and then I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into this entire reading. I'll clarify each and every one of these cards. Plus, I'm going to pull some cards from the Raise Your Vibration deck by Kyle Gray. I was really feeling called this month to pull a card from the Wisdom of the Elders by Sean Leonard. And I'll do that in the extended reading. You can find the link to join that below. When you join the extended reading, you also join the Sacred Self-Empowered Community membership. And inside of the membership, we meet at least twice a month on Zoom. We do a shamanic healing journey at least once a month, and we do a guided group reading at least once a month. And then sometimes we get together a little extra because we have the opportunity. And like I said, there's some really big cosmic events happening in the month ahead. So I like to typically work with those cosmic events inside of the community membership. What will help the Taurus collective to align with their highest timeline in the month ahead, please? You've got two messages here. Old habits. Old habits. You're also getting intuition. So what's going to help you to align with your highest path, your highest purpose, your highest timeline, your highest destiny in the month ahead is to use your intuition to get out of these old habits, okay? We all have an intuition. Our intuition is just like any other muscle. The more we use it, the stronger it's going to get. The less we use it, the weaker it's going to get. If we don't use our muscle, we lose it, right? You got to use it or lose it. Muscle atrophies. Once we're in our 30s, our muscle starts to deteriorate unless we're doing something to actively change that. And not everybody is. You literally got to be eating enough protein and exercising. And not a lot of people are doing that. It's the same with your intuition. If you've been ignoring your intuition for a very long time, if your intuition is saying like, hey, I need to eat more water. Hey, I need to get off my phone. Hey, I need to move my body. Hey, I need to eat more fruits and vegetables. And you're ignoring those cues, and your intuition is going to be harder and harder for you to listen to. This old habits card comes up when somebody is self-sabotaging. It's literally a sister card to self-sabotage here. It says an old habit might be keeping you from moving forward into the life that you deserve. Okay. So what is this old habit? Can you listen to your intuition as your intuition guides you? You're learning to embrace and trust your own inner knowing. Can you listen to your intuition and notice when you're falling into those patterns of self-sabotage? Typically, these old habits show up as like an unhealthy coping mechanism. And I've talked about this before. Unhealthy coping mechanisms typically start with the letter S. So you've got substances. Everybody knows drugs, alcohol, but also food. A lot of us numb out with food, binge eating, emotional eating. And then we've also got screens, doom scrolling constantly. Check your phone, check your screen time. What's your screen time at? Binge watching Netflix. Our phones and TVs and even laptops, they're little portals. And like, shut this video off when you're done because they do suck you in. You watch one video and before you know it, an hour and a half has gone by. Where you could have done a workout and journaled and gone for a walk and planned for tomorrow and done some laundry all in that time. But instead you just sat on your butt watching whatever. And hey, I'm guilty too. Totally guilty too. I gave up alcohol. I gave up binge eating. I don't have any other vices. So yeah, my screen definitely sucks me in. And sometimes that unhealthy coping mechanism is shopping. We distract ourselves, keep ourselves busy. And you know that shopping is an unhealthy coping mechanism when you have buyer's remorse, when you buy something and you're like, probably shouldn't have bought that. Or when you're wasting your time, wandering aimlessly. You don't know what you want to buy. You just want to buy something. That's called numbing out. And then even sex can be an unhealthy coping mechanism. We use it to numb out. Let's get one final message before we go into the extended reading. Now, Taurus, if this video is speaking to you, let me know. Let me know down below in the comments. What is this old habit and what are you going to do about it? How does your intuition speak to you? Because our intuition speaks to all of us. The more we trust it, the more we act on it. When we get that intuitive message, like, oh, I need to drink some more water, and then we actually grab a glass of water or a tea, that's acting on our intuition, that's trusting our intuition. So then it's going to get stronger. Our intuition speaks to us in lots of different ways. Some people might see things when you're, just as you're about to drift off to sleep, or when you're meditating, or when you're in the shower with your eyes closed. Some people hear messages, whether they're thoughts or they actually hear them in their ears. Some people feel messages. We all have a strong inner knowing. Every single one of us does. We know things that we don't know how we know them. We just know them. What final message do you have, Spirit, for the Taurus Collective? What final message does Taurus need to hear for the month ahead, please? Spiritual growth. So, this is a lesson that's required for your spiritual evolution. That's what this card says. So, moving through this self-sabotage, listening to your intuition, feeling the pain so you can release it, feeling the wound energy so you can release it. Some of you might be conscious of what this wound is, and some of you might not. Like, maybe as a child, my parent was absent and that caused an abandonment wound. Or maybe you don't know. Maybe you think something happened to you, but you're not quite sure what it was. Again, a lot of us have repressed memories, and that's totally normal. A lot of the times in our awakening journey, we begin to experience some of those repressed memories, sometimes in our dream time, sometimes through different experiences, different healing modalities and practices, shamanic journeys, meditations, hypnosis, things like that. We're going to dive deeper into this in the extended reading, Taurus. I do hope to see you over there. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you have a beautiful month ahead.